together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. That's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just going to be yours truly today. Only a 3-game slate in the MLB, so this show will probably be like 20 minutes long. It's not going to be a long show whatsoever. Very limited games. I've moved on one because I did a free pick video last night for it, and we'll see if that's the only play or not for today. I kind of have my eye on a couple things, but we'll get into it here in a minute. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1-1 right, 1-1 wrong in the world of sports betting. And it started off, MLB was good. CFL continues to struggle. 0-3 night in the CFL. Ticats lose on a last-second field goal, which is frustrating. I'll probably look towards the Ticats next week. They're, I think, 5.5-point dogs at home against BC. And I know a lot of people love BC. Me included. So I'll probably look at the plus 5.5 there. I think I want to do a show either today or tomorrow. Probably more tomorrow than today. Maybe start doing this on Tuesdays. Doing a CFL show where I talk over the games and things along those lines. It's just been a rough start, and I feel like I just need to talk things out more maybe and go along those ways. But CFL just continues to be a struggle. 0-3 down 3.16 units. And then on the flip side, though, baseball, what a month of June it was for baseball. As it ends on a very strong note. It didn't start that way, however. I lost my first 4 plays in the MLB yesterday. The Braves run line did not get there. They lose outright. The Phillies run line did not get there. They won. They came all the way back from down 6-2. They won, but they did not cover. And then the first 5 under was bad, as the Cy Young favorite gave up 6 runs in, I think, 5 innings, in the first 5 innings, against a team that was the worst team hitting versus left-handed pitching in the last 30 days. I think we see some regression coming from Ranger Suarez. I do. And then the Toronto Blue Jays first 5, they get beat down there. But after that, I did not lose another game. Started 0-4, finished 8-4. The Rays run line comes through. They beat the Washington Nationals 5-0. The Houston Astros team total over 4.5. Had to wait till extra innings. They get the job done. As well as the over 8.5. They do that by themselves. A 10-5 win for the Houston Astros over the New York Mets. So double winner on that game. The Milwaukee Brewers run line. They hit the grand slam, and that kind of sealed the deal for that one. The one line that kind of caught my attention yesterday, and I added just because I saw the line, I could have just done the money line for it, but the Rockies first 5 plus 1.5, minus 132, was a winner. I was stunned that we were able to fade. We were able to fade the White Sox at that number. Like that was ridiculous. I get it with Garrett Crochet, but no. San Francisco Giants beat the crap out of the Dodgers. That was a lot of fun to watch. The Detroit Tigers first 5 minus 115 winner, as well as the Minnesota Twins first 5 minus 110 winner. So 8-4 up 4.12 units. Overall 8-7 up 0.96 units. Very strong month of June. Finished up 26.01 units in baseball in June. So it was a very strong month there, and I hope to continue that into July for baseball, and we'll do that. We'll head over to the chat, and then we will get into the MLB card for today. Gensel to Tampa Bay, love it. I mean, that top line with Stamkos, or not Stamkos, that's going to be Stamkos' replacement again. So that's pretty good replacement there for for Stamkos if you're Tampa Bay. I like the move for Tampa, and I find it hilarious how basically Jake Gensel says, I don't care how much money you pay me, I'm not living in Raleigh, which I do not blame him whatsoever. So I love the move there. Glad that he is out of Carolina. I love seeing big name players leave the Metro Division. It's always nice to see. Morning, Nick. What's good, Creekman? There, Sergachev to Utah. Utah is going to be a sneaky team next year, and don't be surprised if I do an NHL future show. One of the future bets I make is Utah to make the playoffs. I think this is a Utah team that has a lot of young talent. They're upgrading right now. They've done really good in the offseason so far, so I like it. Logan Thompson to the Caps. I like that move as well. They traded away Kemper to LA, and this is a replacement for Kemper. I like it. Let's see. What up, fellas? Cashed 1K in Vegas. Rays money line. Brewers over. Yankees over. Orioles over. Phillies money line. There you go. What up, though? Earle in chat. What's good? Stop Geo. Solid top of the week today. Wings re-sign Patrick Kane 1 year. Yeah, kind of expected that there. Brett Pesci to the Devils. They need defensemen, the Devils. I like that move there. Alec Martinez to the Hawks. Hawks could be better than people think next year. I'll probably have a small ticket on them over their point total. We'll see there, but yeah. Still recovering after Nick kicked my ass with the Panthers Game 7 for the Stanley Cup. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's just one game there. But yeah, that was a fun, then very nerve-wracking, then fun again Stanley Cup. So yeah. I had the Mets over 2 as well. Yep. Mets overs have been so good as of late. Maybe we get back to that Mets over today as well, but we'll see. Woke up to some crazy free agents in the NBA. Wow. Yeah, I know Tobias Harris is with Detroit now. Paul George went to Philly, and the Spurs got Chris Paul. I'm not really following too much, though. So those are just the big names I've heard, yeah. Jack Campbell bought out. Yeah, we kind of expected that. Y'all definitely see dial it on the MLB. The MLB has been a lot of fun this year, and I'm hoping that continues. Because you'll see in a second when we get into the MLB card and we have the records up. It's very pretty. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. What's good? Fernando Mendoza. PG Philly. Paul George to Philly. Yes. Paul George to Philly. Philly can be a sneaky team next year, too. I know they're not super sneaky. They got Embiid. They paid Maxey, and now they have Paul George. So we'll see. Opinions on Montreal Alouettes blowing out the Calgary Stampeders in Week 5. I have not looked at the CFL card super in depth yet for this week. I need to, and I probably will sit down today and cap that card, and probably not bet anything. I kind of want to do a CFL show on Tuesday, and maybe set it up to do it then. What is that line? 5.5. Nope, that's BC. 9.5. We'll see. Calgary's been decent at covering numbers this year. They opened up, I think, 9.5-point dogs against BC, and depending on when you bet them, if you bet them at the 9.5, they covered. If you waited till 8, they didn't. So I don't know. My immediate thoughts are I like Toronto, but that's a -3 now on the road. I like Winnipeg to get a little revenge maybe on Ottawa, but Zach Collaros is out, so I want to see how that line moves. Or if Zach Collaros doesn't play, I'd like to see how that line moves, because if that goes down to a pick'em, I'll maybe take a little bit of Winnipeg there at home. Hamilton plus 5.5 seems interesting. Maybe the over in the Montreal game. Maybe the over 50. I don't know. I still have to look at these, but yeah. Paul to the Spurs. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, Wemby's going to average like 50 a game. Or Nick, what's good? Untouchable. And Stamkos to Nashville is what you're hearing. Nashville. That'd be an interesting little spot for him. I don't think Nashville is a cup contender by any stretch of the imagination. But they just re-signed Saros, so it looks like they're trying to compete. So yeah. Just going to sweat out the Nerfy in 2 games today and call it a day. Yeah, I've only moved on 1 game so far, and we will get into baseball here. Let's switch to the background. So bam, we got that. And we got some baseball to talk about here. And we're kicking it off for a little Canada Day, 3:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're at Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario for the Toronto Blue Jays and the Houston Astros. This line opened up at a 140. It got away up to a 150. It's down to a 139. So we've had a 1 cent line movement here towards the Toronto Blue Jays. Line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 115. Hit a 9, but it's back down to an 8.5 at minus 118. So we've had a slight move towards the over, and we've had a slight move towards the Toronto Blue Jays. We have Hunter Brown taking in Yariel, going up against Yariel Rodriguez. And we have 77% of the tickets and 88% of the cash coming on the Astros. The line is not moving whatsoever. 90% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the over in this spot as well. Hunter Brown has been much better as of late. 1.16 ERA, 0.94 whip, 10.45 strikeouts per 9, which is 30%. 2.32 walks per 9, a 250 BABIP, a 2.96 FIP, and a 3.01 SIERA. On the flip side, Yariel Rodriguez has pitched once in the last 30 days. He didn't look good. He gave up 4 runs on 2 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 in the 3rd innings pitched against the Cleveland Guardians. Previous to that, he pitched in April. He gave up 2 earned runs to the Royals. He gave up 3 earned runs to the Royals. He'll give you anywhere between 3 to 4 innings, Yariel Rodriguez, if he doesn't get blown up. The bullpen edge goes towards the Astros, and the hitting edge goes towards the Astros as well. 117 WRC plus, which is 9th, compared to 102, which is 17th for the Blue Jays. It is Canada Day. So, and one thing that we got to keep in mind with this game, and I want to take a look how this first five has moved towards Toronto. I'm interested in the Blue Jays early in this game. Is the way I would like to approach it. The only problem is having to trust Yariel Rodriguez, but we've seen Hunter Brown improve a little bit as of late. He's been much stronger. This Astros team has won 9 of their last 10 games. They are coming in off of extra inning game. They went to 11 innings yesterday against the Mets, and they had a rain delay as well. Hunter Brown's been phenomenal. He's given up 1 earned run in his last 4 starts, and they've won his last 4 starts. I'm interested in the Blue Jays' first 5, though, because I can see this being a little bit of a slow start here for the Houston Astros after having to travel and everything along those lines after playing an 11-inning game yesterday. It's Blue Jays first 5 or nothing for me. And I got to decide whether or not I want to move on that. I think I do. Because also, you know that this is going to be probably a sellout crowd in Toronto. It's Canada Day. And I'm getting, looks like plus 115 potentially here. Let me take a look to see if that line's still available. Because let's just take a look here. I have to log into my book. Here's the fun part of the show is when you get to see me try to log in to place bets for some of these games as I'm running solo, so I can't just toss it off to Tim. I'm going to move on this one here. I'm going to take the Toronto Blue Jays in the first 5 innings. Is the way I'm approaching this game. I could see the Astros coming back and winning later, but for just the first 5 innings, I'm going to grab plus 115 on Bet365, the Toronto Blue Jays first 5. So Blue Jays first 5. It's Canada Day. Bad spot for the Astros. They had to travel after playing an 11-inning game yesterday. I think this is a good spot for Toronto to at least show up early. I don't trust Toronto for full games. Their bullpen sucks, and I would like to just take them first 5 here. So Blue Jays first 5 for me in this spot, and that's it. Let's see. The overs in baseball this weekend were hitting. Yeah, they were pretty good. They were pretty good. That's how I won. There you go. Hey, you guys going to do NBA Summer League or Summer Olympic basketball? I mean, probably not. I remember I did Olympic basketball back last Olympics. But then I had, I think, Slovenia to win the gold, which, yeah. But yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. I might take a look here and there because betting the Olympics sounds fun. Yeah, I don't know. By the way, I'm seeing that Nashville is becoming the leaders to try to get Jonathan Marchessault as well. Astros first 5 -0.5. Nope. Full game money line. I would lean more towards full game if you're looking at the Astros. Vladdy over 1.5 bases. I like that a little bit. Astros team total over. I could see them scoring runs. I can see them getting the bullpen there. For the gamblings out there, I prefer Joe Biden, no, more than Donald Trump, yes, at the debates are showing. Yes. I have made a couple bets. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I don't bring this stuff up. But I remember in 2020, I made a lot of money doing I made content for it, and I made some money betting the election last year. I grabbed small pieces, nothing crazy here. With Gavin Newsom plus 275 to win the Democratic nomination, as well as Kamala Harris 8-1 to win the nomination. Then I got Gavin Newsom 6-1 to be the next president, and Kamala Harris 18-1 to be the next president. With the idea of Joe Biden not getting the nomination and dropping out, hopefully. So that's the way I played it, Vod. If that's that's the way I did it, was just taking Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris props. Tomorrow will be a lot of games in baseball. Yes. Basically 3 games today because they anticipate or they wanted everybody playing on the 4th of July. So there you go. Is a 46.5 too low for the Blue Bombers game? Feels like it. But on the flip side, the Blue Bombers offense has done absolutely nothing. So over 8.5. Yeah, I that's the only way I can look in this game is the over. I do not trust. I think the Astros can get to Yariel Rodriguez, and the bullpen is yeah, but yeah. Toffoli to the Sharks. That's interesting. I'm catching Jays first 5. They finally lost the first 5 yesterday. Not sure if I'll be on them. Got to see the lines move. The line has moved towards them first 5. It has. Small bets on Jays first 5, Astros full game, tie first 5, Astros full game. I don't hate that at all. Trump will be the next president? Probably. But I saw 6-1 and 18-1 and took shots. That's the way I did it. And if needed, I can hedge if one of those two do win the nomination. But we'll see. We'll move on to the only game I had a pregame bet in here, the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals. The New York Mets -108 to -110 favorites in this game with a total of 8 in the spot. Line open up, and the Mets is even money. Now that's -108. So we've had an 8-cent line movement here towards the New York Mets. I like to see that. Line open up at an 8.5 and even money. It's now an 8 at -114. So we've been moved towards the under here as well, which is interesting considering the way the Mets are hitting lefties as of late. 91% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the over, with the line moving towards the under, which is interesting. 65% of the tickets, 96% of the cash is coming in on the New York Mets, which I agree with. I agree with that, and I like the line is respecting that. The line's moved towards them here. And we have Mackenzie Gore taking on David Peterson. David Peterson at 3.68 ERA the last 30 days, 1.45 whip. 6.95 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 4.91 walks per 9, and 281 BABIP, a 4.97 FIP, and a 4.89 SIERA. On the flip side, Mackenzie Gore, 5.13 ERA, a 1.63 whip, 9.23 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 3.76 walks per 9, a 370 BABIP, a 3.8 FIP, and a 4.36 SIERA. The bullpen edge is basically a coin toss. My numbers have them pretty much deadlocked at the moment. And the Mets absolutely slaughter left-handed pitching. 185 WRC plus, which is number 1 by a far margin. in baseball the last 30 days. On the flip side, the Nationals kind of struggle versus left-handed pitching. 77 WRC plus, which is 27th. So I took the New York Mets. I got them at minus 108 last time on FanDuel. I look for this Mets team to be able to continue hitting lefties and continue like that. I get it. Mackenzie Gore is probably one of the better lefties that they've faced. But on the flip side, I look for the Mets to continue to be able to hit here. I kind of want to see who the lefties they've faced. Valdez, they got to Valdez. Let's take a look. They got to Shota. They got to Heaney. Let's see. They got to Braxton Garrett. They didn't Luzardo. So yeah. Oh, so they've faced okay lefties, but they've not faced bad lefties. And they've been able to hit them. I like the Mets here at minus 108 in this one. Let's take a look. Yo. What's good, Joe? Kryptonite? How much? How much for what? How much? Oh, the line, it moved from a 125 to a 115 for the Blue Jays in the first 5 innings. 10 cents. Dallas Wings almost won. They had a 16-point lead at one point at plus 950. Wow. Jays nerfy. Jays first 5. Wonder what that pays. Not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. Fever was a dub. There you go. I like the Mets in the over. Yep. I meant dream. Fair. My boy Mackey, just the nerfy. I'd lean Mets first 5, but not going to play it. Fair. Mets run line. Dream almost won at plus 950. Gotcha. I'm on the Wings plus 525. There you go. Mets first 5 run line. Mets team total over 4.5 plus 110. I kind of like that as well. I don't like the line. It's dropped from an 8.5 to an 8. That kind of concerns me there. Mets is the only bet I could see actually betting today because Gore sucks. Way overrated. Yeah, I could see the Mets getting to him. Natty first 5 might be a look. You thinking under? I kind of am, which is crazy. David Peterson's been good. But if I'm looking under, I'm looking more Nationals team total under because they don't hit lefties. The Mets do. And would it be surprised to see this game go over the total because it finishes 8-1 Mets? I could see it. Mercury spread in the over for the WNBA. I'll probably be looking deeper into the WNBA after the show is over. Should I do Mets money line minus 108 or minus 1.5 plus 147? If you're trying to decide between it, take a minus 1 line. Split bet it. Half your bet on the Mets money line, half the bet on the Mets run line. Markel saying Mets spread. And Mets are hot right now. Minus 1.5 is a play. Yeah, the Mets have been good as of late. But we'll get into the final game here in the Milwaukee Brewers and the Colorado Rockies. The Brewers are on minus 145 favorites, total of 11 in this game. Line opened up at 150, down to a 146. Line opened up at 11 at minus 120. It's now at 11 at minus 123. So a line move towards the over and a line move towards the Rockies in this game here. Taking a look at the cash flow in this spot where we have 89% of tickets and 92% of the cash is on the Rockies with the line moving towards on the Brewers with the line moving towards the Rockies. And we have 53% of tickets, 52% of the cash is on the over. So not a huge over bets in this game, but I mean, I don't really want overs with the way these offenses are right now. Bryce Wilson and Austin Gomber, Bryce Wilson, 5.19 ERA, 1.23 whip, 6.92 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%, 2.42 walks per 9, 269 BABIP, a 4.66 FIP, and a 4.15 Sierra. On the flip side, Austin Gomber, a 9.39 ERA, 1.83 whip. He's been bad. 5.87 strikeouts per 9, which is 14%, 2.74 walks per 9, a 370 BABIP, a 5.59 FIP, and a 5.13 Sierra. Bullpen edge going towards the Brewers. Hitting edge goes towards the Brewers. 89 WRC plus, which is 22nd, compared to 75, which is 27th. This game was probably the one I had the least interest on for the entire card. I know it's only 3 games, but this game really does not have too much interest for me. I guess I would lean over at the 11. just because I could see Gomber getting hit. But neither of these offenses really strike any confidence for me trying to take an over in this game because both these teams have been subpar. The Brewers are below average versus lefties. The Rockies are bottom 3 versus righties. This is just not a game that I would like to back offense in, even though it is Coors Field and the market's kind of pointing towards it. Not a game I'm interested in. I lean over the total. I kind of lean Rockies, but I don't want to trust Austin Gomber. But so it'll just be Blue Jays first 5 and Mets for me today for today's card. And that is it. So pass on this game. Not much interest. Under, yeah. It's Gomber day. Gomber sucks. Like, he's been bad this year. He was such a good first 5 guy last year and the year before. I don't trust the Brew Crew, but I'm going over 12.5 alternate. Interesting. The most obvious Yerfie, according to the books, might sprinkle the Nerfie a decent plus money. The reason why it's the most obvious Yerfie is because the total's an 11 that's in Coors Field. So might get a little spicier. 14 alt. Good luck. I'd take over if anything in that game. Anyone likes Rockies first 5? If you're betting the Rockies, it has to be first 5. It has to be first 5 the Rockies. Didn't the Rockies win yesterday? Yeah, passing on sides. Fair. Red Wings are very close to acquiring Jacob Trouba in a trade. Interesting. Flying elbows coming to D-Town. Remember, Brewers aren't good on Monday. Fair. Brewers run line. But that is everything for today's slate. Wow, this show stretched out to 26 minutes long. I did not expect this show to be... But hey, we have some good conversations for that. But let's click there. Quick little housekeeping, then we'll recap and head on out. Be sure to, if you aren't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're getting so close to 4,000 subs. Also follow us on all our social medias, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. If you want to become a member on the site, you'll get all of our plays that we put on the Picks and Parleys site on the YouTube memberships as well. And that's only $5.99 a month. Just putting it there compared to what they are in the but that's beyond the point. So yeah. But recap for today. Pretty light today. Going to Toronto Blue Jays first 5 at plus 115 and the New York Mets at minus 108. That's it. That's all I got for today. 3 games. We'll have a full card tomorrow. We'll head back to the chat, and then we will head on out here. Opinions on the Mercury winning. Let me take a look at the line for this because I'm going to dive deeper into the WNBA once I get off the show here. The Mercury winning today. They're 3-point home dogs. The line opened up at a 1. It's up to a 3 now. So we've had a decent move towards Connecticut. Line opened up at a 158. It's down to a 160 there. So interesting move there. I believe the Phoenix Mercury played yesterday. A lot of love for the Sun. 67% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Sun. 85% of the tickets, 80% of the cash on the under. The line moving towards the under does make sense. I guess I'd lean Sun, but maybe you've missed your line. If you can, let's see. What type of line can you get on the money line here? Minus 150. Yeah. I would lean -3. You can get 2.5 on Bet99, but I don't have access to that book. Proline Plus is a 2.5. So it is, looks like 3-bet. But I would lean Sun in that game if I had to bet anything, but no play. NHL season is being moved 2 weeks earlier. Nice. Yeah. No Tim A. Mondays. He's currently on his way to Greenville. And it was only a 3-game slate. So, any home run props? Lindor? Alonso? I don't know. Who do we expect in this year's home run derby? We already know, I believe, Gunnar Henderson said he was, or Adley Rutschman. I forgot which we know an Oriole is going to be in it. I hope Alonso. for this year. Judge, I would really hope to see Judge in it just because he'd be a lot of fun to see. It'd be, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know who are the top home run guys. Probably them. So we'll see. Mets to win the series is -125. Astros is -130. Nice. And Gene coming in saying the Storm on the spread. Let's take a look what that line history has done. Because it opened up at a 12, it's down to 11.5. Does kind of pique my interest in Dallas with the line dropping. There, line opened up at a 169, it's down to a 167.5. We don't have any cash flow on this game, but I kind of lean Dallas at the +11 if I had to bet anything there. And I might get to it. I'm not 100% sure. But that is going to do it for today's show. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we will catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of your Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, guys.